Hello, I'm Morgenthaler, and welcome to the A-List. My guest is the host of two shows on WCIU-TV on Saturday nights, Stoogepalooza and Svengoolie. Please welcome Rich Koz.
Hi.
So, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Marie. It's nice to be here. I'm glad I had time to come by and visit with you.
So, you host these two shows. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
I certainly can. We run the Stoogepalooza show, which has been on for almost 10 years now, about 9 years. And it's amazing to me because it's old, 1930s and 40s black and white no color shorts of the Three Stooges, and we're running in prime time on Saturday night on the Me Too channel. And there's still an audience for it, and it's like new generations have discovered it. And then at 9 o'clock on MeTV, which now goes all over the country, I do the Svengoolie show, which is hosted horror movie stuff. And right now we've got the classic Universal horror movies, which were the big thing from the 30s all the way through to the 50s. And now we're seen all over the country, which is really cool. I get emails from people all over the country.
So how long have you been doing Svengoolie?
Well, I actually started in 1979 at WFLD and was son of Svengoolie at the time because the original Svengoolie, Jerry G. Bishop, who was my mentor, allowed me to take the character and start the show there. And there have been some lapses when I wasn't on TV, but I was still doing the character at public appearances and on radio and things like that. But I started at WCIU in 1995 and have been there and on our various stations from there since 95.
So you've been mostly on WCIU. Have you done any other stations, or are you, is it just WCIU right now, or?
Well, right now, I'm on every station we've got just about. I'm on WCIU, I'm on U2, because we have all the digital sub-channels. I'm on MeTV and Me Too, so I'm on, you name the channel, I'm on it.
So is Stoogepalooza, how long has that been going on?
It's been on for over 9 years now. And we've been doing that, and it's amazing to me that there's still an audience for those. I mean, I like them, but it appears that new generations like them as well. There's something about those shorts that even kids get into them. It's like a live action cartoon to them, I think, and they've never seen anything like it, so they get into it.
Well, there's a new movie, the new Stooges.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet. Everybody asks me, because I'm supposed to be Mr. Expert, which I'm not, about the Stooges, and they always say, "Oh, have you seen it yet?" And I really haven't. And I've seen the trailers and the commercials for it, and it's kind of like, well, okay, it's guys imitating the Three Stooges. Do you want to watch an imitation for 90 minutes? Why not just watch the real thing?
Yeah. So there's the new broadcast museum opening up downtown. Are you part of it?
Yes, I am involved with it. This is pretty exciting. This has been something that's been ongoing and really, trying to develop to the point where it is now for years and years. Bruce Dumont, who actually is from the family that had the old Dumont television network back in the 40s and 50s, is the brains behind it, and he had it in various locations. And now it's opening up right on State Street, kind of behind where Marina City is. And this is very exciting. They have Betty White coming out for the opening, as well as John Mahoney. And it's going to be very exciting. It's finally a place where you can go and look at a lot of old tapes of old TV shows. There are going to be props. There are going to be all sorts of different displays, a lot of stuff from Chicago TV and national TV. And it's a very exciting thing to finally have, a real concrete place where people can go and see the history of Chicago TV and national television.
When does it open?
The official opening is, I believe, June 12th. So when you're downtown, you should stop by there because it's going to be a great place.
So, and you're also a member of the Silver Circle.
Yes, I was very honored a few years ago to be inducted into the Television Academy Silver Circle, which is, as they put it in their words, not mine, for outstanding contributions to Chicago television for over 25 years.
Was that for Svengoolie or Stooges?
It was pretty much for my whole career.
Okay.
So it was a great honor, and when I saw the names that from Chicago TV that were already in it, I was just, Jack Brickhouse and people like that. I was like, I don't belong in here. But it was really nice that they accepted me into it.
So are you doing any new shows? Is there going to be anything new on CIU, like a new?
Well, we work on a lot of things. There's a lot of little pilot type things, and right now it's just we're so busy with the MeTV network. Launching a national network is not an easy thing, and right now we're seen in about 80% of the country, which only happened in about a year, which is pretty amazing. And we keep adding affiliates all over the country. People can see us in Canada, which is good. I have to go, good morning, to the people in Canada. The shows keep us pretty busy. I also work on promotions and do public appearances. So there are other things we've talked about developing, but it's just there isn't enough time to do it.
So have you always been in TV or?
Oh, actually, no. I did a lot of radio. In fact, I always thought that my main job was going to be in radio. I got my start at my high school, Maine East, on WMTH, which was their FM station. And at the time I thought, this is a real station and I can be on it? This is amazing. And I felt like I didn't know people could do this. And then even more so, I thought, people can actually get into this and have this as a job? How cool. And I did work in radio on and off. I enjoy working in radio. I was on WGN AM, and I did mornings at WCKG for a while, and little fill-in things at other stations. And always really enjoyed radio. So I think someday I might get back to it if I ever have time.
So you're not doing radio now?
No, I don't have time, unfortunately, but I would love to do it. I do little interview things and things like that.
So how do you get to this point, doing, Stoogepalooza and Svengoolie and getting on WCIU?
I have to say that a lot of it has to do with luck, being in the right place at the right time and working with the right people. These days, shows like Svengoolie, most local broadcasting companies don't do that kind of stuff. If they're going to put money behind production, it's going to be for news, sports, public affairs, things like that. If they're going to do any sort of a entertainment show, it's going to be a magazine type show like 190 North or something like that. They don't do something that's just flat out entertainment comedy type things. Fortunately, the guys in charge of our company feel that it's important to still have that kind of stuff. So I'm very lucky to be at this place and still doing this after all these years.
So what's your favorite TV show? I just want to know.
Of all time, it was the SCTV show that was done with the Second City people from Canada for the most part. And it was a fictional TV station, and they did parodies of television shows, and the characters who were involved in it that included Martin Short as Ed Grimley, and Joe Flaherty as Guy Caballero, the station manager, and Andrea Martin, who was just in town here, as various characters, including the station programmer Edith Prickley. I always enjoyed the characters and the little parodies of TV and stuff. It was always my favorite TV show.
So we talked about the Silver Circle. Is there any other local awards or Chicago-based awards that you've gotten?
Yeah, I've gotten regional Emmys. I have 8 of those for various things I've done in my career. And I also was in the National Rondo Awards, which is a horror genre award. I was the favorite horror movie host of, I think, 2008 or 2009. And it's a little statue that looks like the actor Rondo Hatton, who was a disfigured sort of man. So that was a great honor for you.
So what do you have to do to get that many Emmys, to be a member of the Silver Circle and whatnot?
I guess it's just, I always said if you stay around long enough, you get these things. But I've been very fortunate to, have people appreciate my work and to be able to do things that allow me to showcase what I can do. It's very lucky for me to have the chance to do this. Luck plays into things more than people realize, because you can have a lot of talent, but if you aren't in the right place at the right time or talk to the right people, you may never get into anywhere. So
which one do you prefer, Svengoolie or the Stooges?
I think I get to do more with Svengoolie, so it's a little more fun. With Stooges, it has to, because of the time that we have allotted to us, be pretty straightforward, where I just, kind of tell about what goes on in the short and the actors that are in it. Whereas with Sven, I can pretty much do, comedy bits about whatever I want for the most part, as long as I can find a way to tie it into the movie.
Do you pick the horror movies that they have on there?
Yeah, we get a certain number of films that came to us this time from Universal, and I get to choose which ones of those we get to run on the show. And there are certain scheduling limitations because of contract things. For example, there are some movies we can only run during 1 month because they're promised to a cable network for all the other ones. So we have to kind of strategically place everything in there. But yeah, I get to have a say in when we schedule the movies.
How often do you film Svengoolie? Like, how many episodes do you do in a month or so?
Well, we do things a little differently than we used to. We used to shoot every week for the next week's show, but now, because of all the production needs of our stations, we shoot a bunch of shows at a time. The last time we went into the studio, we shot about 6 shows altogether. And we have sessions from noon until about 9 o'clock at night, which is a real joy for me, as you can guess, being in makeup that long. And we'll shoot a bunch of these shows all in one group and then do the post-production afterwards where we put all the shows together.
So are you a producer of this show, or?
Yeah, basically I'm a writer, producer, talent.
So how did you come up with the idea? Because you did Son of Svengoolie, but then you pretty much took on the whole show by yourself.
That was more out of necessity because actually WCIU works differently from any other TV station I've ever worked at, or any station. It's a smaller, more compact thing. Everybody who works there, it's a very small staff for some place that's got like 6 stations coming out of it. Everybody has to be very versatile and be willing to work really hard. And in order to get things done, you have to play a lot of parts in it. I would say there probably are very few stations like that left around, but the basis of this station was it was a family-owned TV station. And they've still maintained a lot of the feel of that in the way that things work. So they hire people that they know can handle a lot of different jobs. And, and if you can't do it, then you're in the wrong place.
How many years have you been on WCIU?
I started there in late 1994. So I'm bad at math, so I've been there a while.
So Stoogepalooza, are those new episodes too? Like, do you do those monthly or so?
Well, those for a while have been in reruns. We've got, I think 65 to 70 of those that we've had that we shot, and just again because of the needs of our various other productions, I haven't had a chance to shoot them. But we've been talking now about getting back in and shooting some new stuff, maybe using a virtual set instead of a real set, and starting to shoot some new stuff because the interest is always there in the Stooges.
So if you were to shoot new ones, would you do anything different? Would there be a different spin on it, maybe?
I don't know for sure. That's something we're discussing. Somebody said that maybe it would be, quicker and easier to do little introductions that would always run whenever the short ran, as opposed to what we've been doing, which is theme type shows, where I find a way to link all 5 of the shorts that we show under one theme, which would mean we'd have to have something relating to the theme in the introduction. I think we may still continue with that because it actually seems to be something the viewers really respond to.
So you're the producer of that one?
Yeah, I'm the producer and writer and talent on that one too.
So are you doing any commercials or anything like that, or is it just those 2 shows?
No, I get called upon to do commercials right now. I'm very proud to say that I'm the voice of the Victory Auto Wreckers commercial on our stations. That old car is worth money. And that's a very famous Chicago commercial that I get to do the voiceover on. We have a staff of people that at the station that we use for various voiceovers, and I get to write some promos and commercials along the way as well. So again, it's like everybody at our station does a lot of different things. You get the chance to do a lot of different things.
And you said you do a lot of local visits. I think you go to the comic book store for
Yes.
the holiday walk around here and
Yes,
stuff.
every year I go to the comic collector over in Harlem and make appearances there. I make appearances at Brookfield Zoo. All year long, people mostly think, oh, let's bring Svengoolie out for Halloween. Well, that's my busiest month, October. I barely have time to breathe in that month. But I'm around all year long, and I'm very fortunate that we can always draw a lot of people to wherever I show up.
That's great. So, and how long do you think, are you going to stay with WCIU, or are you ever thought about moving on to a different station?
You know, right now,
Or going back to radio, like you said?
well, I might do that, but I think the way things have been going, I probably will stay with this station as long as they'll have me, and that may well be until I retire, because everybody there seems to actually appreciate what I do, which is very nice. And if I decide to retire, maybe then I would do radio as a part-time thing or something like that. But yeah, this seems to be my TV home.
That's great. So I'd like to thank you, Mr. Rich Koz, for coming on the show, and I'm Marie Morgenthaler. Thank you for watching the A-List.